Hey, so it's Blitzcam here, and today I was just wanting to showcase some of my Master League Premier battles since it just started. And I used the team last season with Hippo, Metagross, and Gyarados, and it did pretty well. I was able to get to rank 9 with it, and so it's first day back. I had some pretty good sets, so I just wanted to showcase some of the battles. So before I get into that, I just want to let you know that for Master League Premier, there's definitely a really, it's definitely a different play style you have to use when playing. So I've pretty much found that shields and energy advantage is a lot more important than switch advantage. So at least when playing with this team, you might not win the lead, but then if you can get additional farming with Metagross mostly, then it can be really, really good late game. And then for the team, I really like Tapoudon because as a lead, it has a lot of really good matchups. With I have Ice Fang on it, so it can beat Togekiss, Dragonite, Garchomp, and Magnezone. So those are some really common Pokemon you'll run into. And then still like decent versus fighters. The only like bad matchups would be like Metagross and Gyarados. Gyarados wasn't too bad before, but now with Aqua Tail it's worse. But versus Metagross, I played it a couple times and found that it's best to just immediately switch out, because if you stay in and then they Meteor Mash you, they'll be able to farm down and then have a lot of energy for what my backline would be, which would be Gyarados and Metagross, which isn't good. So I'll just immediately switch out into Gyarados because I like to have Metagross as a closer. So I guess Gyarados in this case is kind of like a safe swap. So yeah, but yeah, that's pretty much it for like an explanation of generally how I play. So let's just get on to the battles. All right, so getting into the first battle here, Powdon against Metagross. So this is not a good lead. Immediately gonna switch out into Gyarados, and then we'll see what they'll do. Looks like they're gonna switch into Togekiss, so this is still fine. I'm just gonna throw a couple Aqua Tails, even though, yeah, the Togekiss is gonna win this matchup, I think. Yeah, even though Aqua Tail does a decent amount. Okay, they're gonna shield, that's great. If we can get the shield from this Togekiss, that's like great. That's probably the best thing we can try to do right now. And then as soon as my Gyarados goes down, I'll just bring in Metagross to farm down the Togekiss. Alright, so they're going to throw a charge move, which is even better because then they won't have any energy against my Metagross. So I'm bringing it in and I'm just going to farm down. They might get to one charge move, so we might have to shield that if that happens. But just gonna completely farm down. All right, yeah, so they get to one charge move. I will shield this just because it could be a flamethrower. It's just an action power. So now I have a lot of energy. I have one shield. Okay, they're bringing in a Garchomp. I'm just gonna straight go into Hippowdon because the reason why I did this is so that they'd have to stay in if they wanted to farm up some energy. So if they immediately switched out, they would have no energy against my Metagross. So I forced them to have to stay in and take some hits in order to farm up some energy. All right, so now I'm just going to go for the Earth Power because this will put the Metagross into farm down range with my Metagross. So yeah, that hits pretty good. And then they'll get to farm down, which isn't great. So we'll have to see. Okay, so they do have a charge move here. I will have to shield this just in case it's an earthquake. So, okay, I shield that. And then just go straight for the farm down. Get that, and they go into the Garchomp. They threw first, so I'm thinking this is not an earthquake, and I mean that would be the only way I'd lose because an outrage, I'm just barely able to survive there. And then going for the Meteor Mash here. This should, I think, KO. Okay, they have like 1 HP left, but I had 2 meteor mashes, so that's game right there. It's pretty close, but that's what it comes down to, is just really close games. Alright, so that's it for game 1. So yeah, that shows like I did win. Did I win the lead? No, I didn't win the lead, but I was able to come back from that just because I had extra energy farmed up on Metagross. So that just goes to show that shields are a lot more important than winning switch advantage, because I definitely did not win switch advantage. So yeah. All right, so going on to the second game. Let's see, I have my Hippowdon against a Togekiss. This is a good matchup. There's his best buddy, so thinking maybe they'll get to more, like maybe another charge move that I'd want them to. All right, so they're gonna switch on to Magnezone. That is totally fine with me. I'm totally staying in. This is a really good matchup for Hippowdon. I've played this match a lot of times, and it's really tricky because like even though Magnezone technically doesn't have a move that's like super effective against you, and because they're all resisted, um, the mirror shots just add up eventually, and you don't get to earth powers that quickly. So if they shield them, like they probably will, um, you will actually still lose this matchup unless you decide to shield. But I don't really want to shield, so I'm just gonna pretty much at least just try to burn both their shields. So they're gonna go for their wild charge. That'll lower their defense. I don't think a body slam, even with defense drop, is going to do that much, so I will still have to go for the earth power because I want it to either KO them or burn the shield, and I don't want it to be any other way here, so just going to go for the earth power. So yeah, see, I'm like really low in the red. I'm not sure if I want to shield the next one or not. Depends what I was thinking at the time, if I wanted to get it, either could get it a bit lower with the Hippowdon. Okay, yeah, so I shield it because I want it to get a little bit lower, so that I can just go for, oh, they threw, that's, well, they were not going to farm me down, that's for sure, so that's fine with me. They're going to throw. They might have farmed up a little bit extra. Okay, so I'm going to bring in my Metagross, and I'm thinking what I want to do here. So they're going to throw a charge move. I don't want to shield it, or okay, I actually do shield it. That's not great. I was I guess at the time I was just like, well, it had to be, it had to be, probably could be a wild charge, and if it was, I had to shield that. They brought back in their Togekiss, so I'm immediately going to Meteor Mash that, so I don't have to worry about it having a potential flamethrower. And I threw in my Gyarados here to try to like sack swap it, because my Metagross does not want to see the Magnezone. But as you can see, I had my Metagross brought in for a little bit, so I was able to get just a little bit of energy from it, which is really important because I'm guessing their back Pokemon here is going to be their own Metagross. Oh, okay. That's still fine. Dragonite is still a pretty good match. Alright, so gonna throw a Meteor Mash here. This will do a lot of damage. I think if I had, oh yeah, I definitely would want to get Best Buddy on my Metagross. I'm not quite there yet, but mine is a Hundo, so that's good. So for their Dragonite there, they would have had to, a Dragon Claw would not be enough. I think it would do about half the HP I had there, so I would have been in the red, but I don't think it would have been low enough. So they would have had to have gone for like either a Hurricane or an Outrage or something, so they weren't there yet. So that's a win for the second game. So that goes to show like how Togekiss, yeah, you're able to win with Hippowdon there. They luckily had Magnezone that they were able to bring into my Hippowdon, so if they have a Magnezone in the back, that is trouble for my team. So my plays typically for that time, in that case, would be to just pretty much just sack swap my Gyarados, because, and then save the shields for Metagross, because Gyarados is just going to have a terrible matchup against Magnezone, so, but it's always good when it's in the lead. Alright, so getting on to the third game here. Alright, so going into a Machamp lead this time. So this is interesting. I've played this a lot of times like last season, and I found that like I think you can win the 2 shield, but like I said before, shields are really important, so my best hope right now would be that they shield, and they do, which is really good for me, because these body slams will add up, and the ice fangs do add up. You can see they're doing slightly more damage to me right now, but they're almost at half health, and I'm at half health. Okay, they went for a close combat. That was not what I was expecting. I was really thinking they'd have a just cross drops or something, or rock slide. Okay, so they're bringing in their Gyarados. I'm gonna bring in my own Gyarados. They're not gonna farm any extra on my Metagross, but I was able to get a little bit of energy on it, so that's good. So if they have their own Metagross in the back, I'll have a slight energy advantage, which will be really, really important for the mirror match. Okay, so I need to save at least one shield for my Metagross, but I think I might shield here. Yeah, I shield here because I want them to think that they need to take out my Gyarados because I shielded. So they're going to throw again. I don't think this will KO me too, so I'm just going to go straight for the farm down. Alright, so I'm able to get the farm down, and then I want to see what comes in. I'm thinking it's either going to be Metagross or Machamp, based on what I'm thinking their line could be. And it's Machamp, so I'm immediately going to go for the Aqua Tail there, so that they can't... I think they might have been in another charge move, so I'm just going to go for Aqua Tail here. Alright, then I'm going to immediately switch into my Metagross because I want to get the energy advantage off of this Machamp, and they're out of shields too, so I will let this go because close combat... Oh, actually, no, I don't let this go. Okay. I guess I was thinking, like, I have enough energy, and I know their last Pokemon is most likely definitely going to be a Metagross, but they actually had another close combat here, so you can see it puts me into the red. So right now, yep, I called that. So they had their own Metagross, so I'm going to go for the Earthquake, and their Metagross is Best Buddy, if you didn't notice that, so it won't take it out, but it'll leave it really, really low. Alright, so I'm able to farm down their Metagross, and their Machamp is really, really low. Let's see who can pull it out. Okay, so they're able to farm me down. That's not good, but let's see where my Gyarados is. Alright, and we're able to Dragon Breath it down to win. So, really, really close match. But that goes to show that shields are really, really important. So, yeah. Yeah, so I wouldn't say that was a one lead, because Machamp, even with the cross drops and stuff, it will win that matchup. I think it does win in the no shield. Yeah, it would win in the no shield. But they shielded up, so that was great. That's honestly what won me the match because they used the shield on the Machamp. So, but yeah, shields are really, really important. I'm not gonna, yeah, compared to like Ultra League or whatever, or at least for my teams like Shift Tree, like you're winning pretty much every Swampert matchup. But there's very few times for that in Master League Premier where it's just straight up like you're gonna win or lose just based on what Pokemon they are. It's more so important on the shields, like for the Metagross mirror. All right, so third match here, Hippowdon against Garchomp. This is really, really good. So for Garchomp, I have both my Hippowdon and my Gyarados, and Garchomp isn't always the best counter against Metagross because it will take a lot of damage from Meteor Mash. So whatever this move is, I don't think I'm going to shield. It's an Outrage. It does a lot of damage, but like Hippowdon is still kind of a tank, so that's pretty nice. Alright, so I'm going to go for Body Slam. They won't shield. Alright, so I think I can just straight up farm down and win the no shield. Yep. Alright. So I have some energy left. They're going to bring in their Togekiss, which is really good for me. So I'm just going to throw this Body Slam. Best case scenario, the shield, but it's totally fine if they don't because I have my Metagross that I really want to line up. Okay, so they shielded that. That's really, really good for me. Alright, so my Metagross is just going to come in and farm down the Togekiss. So yeah, this is looking really good right now. They're going to switch into their own Metagross. I'm immediately going to swap into my Gyarados because Gyarados has a really good matchup against Metagross. I don't really have to shield. I think what it would take 3 meteor mashes to KO a Gyarados from Metagross, so I'm totally fine taking a couple. Alright, so gonna go for this crunch here. Will they shield? No, I honestly don't think they have any play because I have still have 2 shields. Alright, so they're gonna go with their Metagross. I think at this range, so it will be only like 2 Meteor Mashes and Bullet Punches to take out a Gyarados. But that's still fine. So I'm just gonna totally commit to the farm down here and hopefully get, yeah, I'm almost at 2 Meteor Mashes, so the play right now is just go back-to-back Meteor Mash. So this will be a pretty easy win. Whenever you don't have to use any shields, that's always really good. So, yeah. So that was like a really easy 1 lead with the Hippowdon against the Garchomp? Yeah. So they had really no way to play that because I pretty much hard countered everything they had, so that was really good for me. And that's why I really like Hippowdon. It just hard counters, you know, Dragonite and Garchomp, and then really is good to have Hippowdon with Gyarados for the matchup with because of Magnezone, because Magnezone is really good against Gyarados, of course. Like, that's pretty much a free win. Okay, so getting on to the last battle here. Let's see, against Dragonite lead. This is a really good lead. So, yeah, I think, yeah, okay, there's a little bit of lag, but, so Hippo wins the no shield. They will get a Dragon Claw off. Alright, so they're going to switch into Togekiss. That's fine too. So Hippowdon does have a good matchup against Togekiss, but with Metagross it's just an easy farm down, so I want to just have all that extra energy on it, so I switch into Metagross just to farm it down. It will get off a charge move here, which will probably be a Flamethrower, but if you shield that, and then that'll be fine. Yeah, it's the Flamethrower. Yeah, so just 1 shield and farm down is, I think, the play for Metagross against Togekiss. And then they're just going to bring in their Dragonite. I don't want to throw a charge move here. I'm thinking their last Pokemon right now is going to be Metagross. Because pretty much almost every team does have a Metagross, so. Alright, so they get off another charge move. This will probably just be a Dragon Claw that won't be able to KO me. Do like half health, yeah. And then I should be able to farm down. Yeah, that's good. And then, yep, it's a Metagross in the back. So I'm just going to throw the Earthquake. Probably just get one of the shields. Oh, they don't shield it. Okay, so that's just the game right there. So yeah, like even if they didn't, I was totally fine. I had Gyarados in the back, so if they shielded that, Gyarados would definitely be able to win the match in the back, so it would have been fine. So yeah, those were the 5 battles. Hope you enjoyed them. If you liked the battles, feel free to give a like, comment, or subscribe if you want to. Would appreciate it. I will have mostly we'll record some more battles with this team. Thinking I'll be able to get to rank 9 hopefully. So, and I don't know about rank 10. That's probably a stretch, but you know, got to try sometime. So I'll see if I can get past where I was last season, where I ended around like 26-20. If I can get past that, that would be really good. So, all right, bye.